I hope that you're having a great day. It's Monday, and I want to encourage you today to win this week. Win today, win tomorrow. Make every day count. Brothers and sisters, beloved, I want to assure you that God wants you to win. That you and I are made in the image of God, that we are made to be above and not beneath, the head and not the tail, and therefore God has designed us to win. And if you and I settle for less than God's best for our lives, it's an insult to our Creator. You and I should be striving to be our best selves every day of our lives so that we can put ourselves in a position to embrace the opportunities that God provides for us. God wants you to win. I want you to win. And hopefully you want me to win. And know this, that if you and I do our part, God will certainly do His. And our gifts will make room for us and bring us before great and mighty people. So what do we need to do to prepare ourselves to win? What can we do to put ourselves in a better position to embrace the opportunities that come our way to reach our full potential? Well, one thing is we have to overcome our insecurities. Like we really have to work at overcoming our own self-doubt. Do you ever find yourself doubting yourself? Questioning your own abilities? I mean, you are everybody else's hype man and cheerleader. You boost them on, you instill confidence in the most incompetent person in their abilities and their aspirations, but when it comes to you, it seems like you can't provide that same energy for yourself. Why do you abort your dreams? Why do you think yourself out of great ideas and then long for someone to talk you into what you just thought yourself out of? Why do you need someone to co-sign on everything that you do? Or need a group of affirming paparazzi to make you feel as if what you are aiming for, what you're working toward, is possible? Why is it? Why do we doubt what we have to offer? The answer is insecurity. Insecurity comes from within. It is rooted in doubts, fears, and a lack of self-confidence. And while we all have insecurities, we rarely acknowledge them. We don't like to face them. We simply continue to adorn ourselves with outward masks to hide what we are feeling inwardly. You know, the things that we put on externally: clothes, shoes, jewelry, cars, automobiles, nice houses, degrees upon top of degrees, on top of degrees. We just continue to build on this costume that helps us to project this idea of positivity and this image of someone who's really secure about who they are and where they're going. But beneath the mask, beneath the mascara, there's a broken person who doubts his or her own ability. We don't like to admit we're insecure. And if we just happen to acknowledge it, we're quick to go ahead and point the finger at somebody else. You're the reason why I'm insecure. It's your fault that I doubt myself. It's this relationship. It's what this person said. But the fact of the matter is, your insecurities have more to do about what you feel about yourself than what anybody has ever said about you. It means that at some point you embodied it, you believed it. Insecurities are emotional suicide, rooted in lies that we have subconsciously believed. And if anything happens to remotely confirm the lie, we never challenge it with the truth. We simply affirm the lie until it becomes a mental stronghold, and then we embody it. Hence, we become insecure. because we believed a lie. You can see this in the African American experience in America. In America, African Americans struggle with insecurities because people in mainstream or the majority culture have oftentimes tried to point out different things to make us feel as if we were inferior. I mean, from physical attributes. Our lips were full. Our noses more broad. Our hair naturally kinky. Our skin color, diverse canvas of God's beauty. But what did they do? They tried to make us feel as if, oh, your mouth is too big. Your nose is too big. Your hips are too big. Your hair is too kinky. And all of these things we began to believe. And over time, we began to embody them. We began to become something other than who we really naturally were. And while putting on all the masks, while doing all the tricks with makeup, while trying to stay out of the sun, while not necessarily embracing the natural qualities of our hair or the multifaceted body images that we have as African Americans, we did everything we could to hide them and became insecure because we embodied the lie. We never challenged it with the truth. We simply began to cover and adorn ourselves externally, and never deal with the damage that was being done internally. And while that is a macrocosm of our culture, on a micro level, it's the same for you and me. So how do we get over these insecurities? How do we embrace who we are and combat these lies and uproot them out of our psyche so that we can be all that God has called us to be in the skin that God created us to be in? Well, first is this. You have to affirm yourself. Self-affirmation. I used to think that people writing affirmation notes and daily affirming themselves were not so much a good idea. But when I think about how crazed we are for affirmation, how we affirm ourselves or oftentimes tie our self-worth to what people say, think, respond to our posts on social media, the number of likes we get, all these things become ways of affirming ourselves. It also becomes pit holes for insecurities to develop. We have to learn how to affirm ourselves daily in who we are as children of God. If you're going to win, you have to get up every day and affirm who you are. And who you are is rooted in God, not in the things that you have adorned yourself with externally. There's nothing wrong with a nice house. There's nothing wrong with a nice car. There's nothing wrong with a good job. There's nothing wrong with degrees. But if you really want to know who you are, you have to strip all those things away. And when you strip all those things away, hopefully you see the true beauty of who you are, because you are face to face with who God created you to be. Affirmations of yourself help you to overcome insecurities, because the lies that other people have spoken over you, if you can combat those lies with the truth that God has said about you, then those strongholds can be torn down. So self-affirmation. But not only do we have to affirm ourselves every day, we have to take care of ourselves. Once again, many times we're waiting on someone else to do something for us, someone else to pat us on the back, someone else to celebrate us. But We don't know how to celebrate ourselves. Sometimes we don't feel like we're worthy of that extra love to ourselves. There's nothing wrong with you buying yourself something. There's nothing wrong with you taking time for yourself. There's nothing wrong with you going to your favorite restaurant and sitting down by yourself. There's nothing wrong with you doing something within a day that is going to really minister to you and what you need. Self-care. When you take time to take care of yourself, you feel better about yourself. This includes things like walk and exercise, daily meditations or yoga and Pilates or whatever other things that you may do. Sometimes it's just taking a good hot bath and listening to relaxing music. Just doing something to take care of yourself. Self-care can help you overcome insecurities. We oftentimes feel insecure because someone else is not doing these things for us, but the reality is you don't have to wait on someone else to celebrate you. Baby, throw your own party. Enjoy yourself. Invest in yourself. You'll feel better about yourself. So affirm yourself. Take care of yourself. Then put yourself in safe relationships. Be around people who affirm you. Be around people who give you positive energy. Don't be around people who are draining you, who are parasitic and they're just taking things from you. They're not adding anything to your life. There's no mutuality in the relationship. Make sure that you're in relationships with people and friendships that are affirming, that build you up, that make you feel good about yourself. And then appreciate those people. Appreciate those people because you won't find a lot of them. So find you a support group. You may call it my homegirls. You may call it my homeboys. You may call it boy night, girl night. I don't know what you call it, but it's really a small group of supportive people who helps you feel better about yourself when you're around them. There's beauty in community. God didn't make you just live in isolation by yourself all the time. I'm not saying you got to be around people all the time. That's not healthy either. But if there's a small community of people who can pour into you and make you feel good about yourself by just simply being in their presence, that is something to help you overcome your insecurity. So, we have to affirm ourselves, take care of ourselves, put ourselves in safe relationships, and then celebrate the small victories. Insecurities didn't take root overnight. Some of these things go back to childhood. Things that were said that people didn't even understand what they were saying. You just don't be like your dad. You don't be just like your mama. Don't nobody want you. You ugly. All of these different things can be things that we are carrying with us as adults. You'll be surprised how many adults have baggage that's filled with childhood experiences that's holding them back. So celebrate the small victories. You're not going to get over it all in one day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. But when you see yourself breaking loose from that stronghold of insecurity and self-doubt, celebrate it. Woo-hoo! Good for you. Pat yourself on the back. Celebrate small victories. Acknowledge them. Don't overlook them. No matter how insignificant they may be. The fact that you were just able to tell somebody no, celebrate that. The fact that you were able to listen to someone say something bad about you, but you knew it was a lie and you didn't dwell on it or carry it with you beyond that moment, celebrate that. All those things that help you get over your insecurities. Well, last thing, reassess your priorities. Sometimes we're insecure because we are making people too much of a priority in our lives. We're putting too much weight in their opinions and what they think. Some of us need to grow up. In high school and adolescence, yeah, that was something that you did. It's like someone complimenting your hair, somebody telling you, oh, I like that dress, girl, man, that suit, that outfit is tight, man, I like that car. You know, those are things teenagers need. Their peers mean everything. It doesn't matter what anyone else says at that adolescent stage other than their peers. But once you grow up and move to adulthood, you start reassessing your priorities. It's like what they say shouldn't matter as much. Or as Paul said, when I was a child, I thought as a child, I understood as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. When I became grown, when I matured, I put away childish things. So one thing you must do to get over your insecurities is get over what people think. I mean, okay, you're single. Enjoy your singleness. Don't get caught up in, oh, someone saying, when you gonna get married? You don't gotta answer that. When you gonna move? When you gonna do this? All of these things. Reassess your priorities. And just tell people I'm being my best self, living the best life I can, trying to be better every single day. One step ahead of front of the other. And then when I get knocked back, I take a lunge forward and I don't quit. Reassessing your priorities to the point where you don't need the validation of this crowd, a posse or clique. You are who you are, and you're going to roll with it and keep on trying to become better. If you can get over your insecurities, you will stop aborting your dream. If you get over your insecurities, you will stop thinking yourself out of good ideas. If you get over insecurities, then your ingenuity can begin to be birthed. If you get over your insecurities, you can unleash your potential and bless the world. You and I must work to debunk these lies and strongholds that we have embodied so that we can get over our insecurities, know who we are without external affirmation, and be our best selves. I know I have insecurities. You have them too. Let's work to overcome them. Have a good week.